Howdy everybody, we are Group 2. Our company name is AgTherm. To begin off our presentation, we have created a short video for our audience to watch that fully encompasses the mission of our company, AgTherm.
We are AgTherm, and together we have designed and created a heat sensor for year-round baler bearings. The idea behind this came from the rising concerns about costly mechanical issues due to the bearings overheating and not being able to catch it soon enough. Additionally, the main concern is baler fires that are started when the bearings overheat and cause the dry grass to catch fire, resulting in the loss of hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of hay, crops, equipment, and worse yet, sometimes homes and buildings. Our heat sensor will connect to the bale monitor in the tractor, where you are able to watch the temperature of each bearing as you bale. If a bearing gets above the normal temperature, the monitor will make an audible alert to signal something is not right, while also indicating exactly which bearing is hot so you know where to check.
So we created our product due to the rising concern of hay balers catching on fire. There is not an adequate way for farmers and ranchers to monitor this besides themselves stepping out of the tractor to investigate the baler. Previously, to check the heat of the bearings, a product was used pointing at the bearing telling you the temperature. Now, AgTherm's heat sensor add-on is a product that is connected within the baler and speaks to the driver within the cab. When a bearing becomes too hot, a sensor goes off notifying the driver. So next we have our target segmentation. Our consumers for our product consist of ranchers, custom hay balers, dairy farmers, and cotton farmers. We have listed them from the most anxious about fires to the least anxious about fires. So for ranchers, these people develop and maintain proper livestock nutrition through pasture rotation and correct feed distributions. The demographic for this group is ages 20 plus. The number of hay bales produced a year is 420 million, and the amount of money invested in hay equipment is 4.2 billion. Next is custom hay balers. These people bale hay for other individuals and they need efficient equipment and dependable help. This demographic is ages 25 to 50. The number of hay bales produced per year is 375 million, and the amount invested in hay equipment is $8.4 billion. Next is dairy farmers. This group of individuals specializes in the milk production that goes onto our shelves. The demographic here is ages 40 plus. The number of bales produced a year is 16 million, and the amount of money invested into hay equipment is $3.5 billion. Lastly, we have cotton farmers. This is the most profitable non-food crop in the world. It provides income for more than 250 million people. The demographic is older than 45 years of age. The number of bales produced a year is 14.68 million, and the amount of money invested into hay equipment is $4.7 billion. For our consumer, we have created Mr. Brian Wilson. He is age 45 years old. He lives in Snook, Texas with his family. He is married and has 2 children. His income, we have averaged this to be between $75,000 to $150,000 per year. His education is an associate's degree from Blinn College. Here we have created a list of stuff that we think that he would particularly buy or like in his daily life. He probably goes hunting. He probably drinks Jack Daniels, eats steak, corn, and potatoes, has a blue heeler, and lives on a ranch. Moving on, I want to talk about the hay industry within the United States. So Texas is the top producing hay baling state. They produced 6.52 million tons of hay. This is equivalent to $1.14 billion in revenue. Also listed here is stars within several states. These are the top 10 hay producing states within our country. Next is the global round baling market. CAGR stands for compound annual growth. So as you can see by our graph listed here, that we have a continuous growth rate for hay balers over the next 10 years.
So for our product features, AgTherm's heat sensors offers convenience to watch the temperatures from the tractor when a bearing is overheating, in addition to identifying exactly which sensor it is that's overheating using an identification system, A through Z. And also it will sound an alarm in the tractor so you know when to kind of stop and get out and check. This heat sensor will reduce wear and tear on your equipment. It will reduce your fire hazards. And when you also purchase the product through us, you will receive cheap insurance with it. So meaning that 12% of every sale gets set aside into a disaster relief fund, which is there to help you in case our product were to fail and you lose your hay crop or either your baler. That is what that fund is for, and we will step in and help you out and provide hay for you or either monetary funds to replace your baler or whatever it may be. Going into the next slide about price benchmarking. For this, we looked at what other round baler manufacturers had some type of sensor add-ons. We seen that Vermeer has a scale kit sensor that's priced at $2,400, and John Deere has a moisture sensor that's priced at $3,200. So ultimately we decided that we want to be competitive, so we decided to stay between the $2,400 and the $3,200, and that leads us into our price slide. And so we decided to price our sensor at $2,750. Also on this slide, you can see kind of a diagram model of what our sensor would look like on the baler. The red squares represents the sensor at the bearings, and the blue, and on the white picture, the blue represents the wires that will all meet in the center and then go into a wiring harness that plugs into the tractor, and that's how the temperature then goes to the bale monitor. Next, for our production, we decided to let Thermosensors Corporation out of Garland, Texas, produce and manufacture our sensors. We decided to do this because they specialize in thermo wells and RTDs, and they can also customize accordingly, which makes it convenient for us. So the production steps for this is pretty simple. They handled all the supplies, so when the supplies arrive, they begin manufacturing. When manufacturing is complete, they then package the product up, put our label on the box, and then the boxes go onto the trucks, and then ultimately the trucks then deliver to the customer, because Thermosensors Corporation does also allow us to have the drop shipping option, so they will handle all of our drop shipping needs when we are first starting out. Next, for our 1+1=3 focus, it is centralized around showing support for our local volunteer firefighters in the Brazos Valley region by sponsoring new gear with our logos on it and also hosting an annual appreciation banquet. This ESG focus will give AgTherm a higher success because our main mission is to prevent fires, so that also aligns with this. It will show to our customers that we truly do care and stand by what we say, and the result will be trust and loyalty from our customers to retain them for many years to come.
The initial target area for sales geographically will be Texas. We will have sales reps that will be assigned to a specific region within the state and attend to customers. We do have a few limitations, one being, since our products are made to order, we will have a 2-week lead time between order and delivery. 2 being quality control because of outsourcing, and 3 being trust between companies. Some news outlets we hope to talk about that will talk about our company are ag news sites like Progressive Farmer, as well as some local news outlets like radio or cable news. But whenever news spreads about our product, we specifically want 3 things to be told about us: our automatic insurance upon purchase, ease of use, and how reliable the device is performing. These things will positively represent our company while spreading awareness to customers. We plan to use social media heavily as an advertising tool. We will be mainly using Facebook and YouTube because that is where the large majority of our target audience is located, and know we will get the most engagement. We plan to use these platforms to inform customers about new deals and updates, as well as display customer testimonials.
The AgTherm system, I was having to worry about fires and get it on my tractor every day, multiple times every day. check my bearing temperatures. Now that I have the AgTherm system, I can stay in my tractor and I can cut out about half the time it takes to bale hay. Having this system has brought my production rate up 50%. It's worth every penny.
Another form of advertising that we plan to use is using billboards along major freeways in Texas. This is a great way to physically promote our product to a mass audience and still direct it to our audience through understanding what people are passing by. With each billboard costing around $900 per month to $10,800 per year and capturing the attention of what we believe will be 20% of our audience, it will prove to be extremely effective. As for our contingency plan, if we cannot use environmentally friendly packaging, we will invest in a campaign to recycle our packaging. If we do not make enough sales to break even with our costs, we will have to ramp up in-person selling. And if we have supply issues due to outsourcing to one company, we strongly will consider a larger manufacturer.
Yeah, so I'm going to be diving into how big our market could get to, at least within a 5-year span. So starting off, we can assume that the total market size that we're going to be projecting within the first few years is 1,000 units. So with that, in the United States, the market share in round balers is 55.2%. Meaning it can be around 552 units. So we're also estimating that 1 in every 10 sold will have an add-on to it for each baler, and this can be a $500 add-on, which at around $28,000 in revenue, and it'll be about 1.8% in total revenue in this scenario. So we can also take into account that the 552 units that I explained earlier is priced at $2,750. What we're going to be selling our product at, and that's going to equal to $1,545,500. Now, if we sold 10,000 units, it would be $15,456,000, which is big, but also very small. And this is what we're projecting, at least with 10,000 units at a 5-year plan. So these are our cost, revenue, sales. Our estimate is, so the price to produce this with Thermal Sensors Corporation, who we're working with, is $775. However, we're selling it for $2,750. We're aiming for a 3 times production to selling price, and we're also pricing it accordingly to other companies or competitors that may price theirs at. And we're also taking into sales commission. So as explained earlier, we're gonna have a representative in every county, and they're going to be taking around 15% of commission. And so with this, we're not going to add an hourly rate to their, we're not going to add an hourly rate. So it'll be more incentivized for them to go and sell our product. And so this will, along with the insurance fund there, is 12%. So this will leave our gross margin to $1,232.50. Moving on to our expenses. This is mainly our first year expenses. So we're projecting around $25,000 toward ongoing research and development to enhance our sensor technology. And the majority of what we're spending on, obviously, is seen there, cost of goods sold. So that's around 83%. And it is, and so that takes up a majority of our expenses for the first year and, ongoing years as well. So that little tiny sliver that we have in between research, development, and other is $2,000 for marketing. And we're not looking to spend too much money on marketing. We're mainly playing off of word of mouth and going to events to promote our product. And for other expenses, 5.5%, it's around $12,000, which is, it can be seen as transportation and whatnot. So for our financials, our, sensor product launch, we're projecting a revenue of $219,000 in year one, ramping up to $588,250 in year two, reaching over $1 million, 1.1 million in year three. So our total unit sales are estimated to start around 300 sensors in year one, growing to 730, and then over a little under 1,500 in our third year. With positive projective growth, our net profitability should also steadily improve as well. And this can be seen from $97,000 in year one of a net income to year three of $426,000 in net profit. So this shows accelerating sales of the innovative heat sensors, and it'll result in a strong revenue growth of over 400% in 3 years, which is crazy to think about, but we believe in this, and we can achieve an outstanding profits margins of definitely exceeding 35% of what we're wanting to achieve. And within a few years' time, especially that 5-year plan, we'll be looking at 15 million, expanding not only in the US but internationally as well. So it'll definitely establish ourselves as a leading sensor therm for the ag industry. So on that note, thank you. And if you have any questions, please let us know.